what is being an artist? What is it like? What defines an artist? What is the perception of an artist in our modern culture? Because perceptions change throughout history, and old perceptions don't necessarily help us in the present. They can be a little bit of a guide to us what came before, and kind of like a causal relationship. Yeah, sure, that's fine, but it doesn't really help us too much in the present of what people thought an artist was in the past, because it's completely changed. Words change meaning, unfortunately, to my chagrin, because I like things to I like definitions to stay the same, so that way I can communicate effectively. But I understand that language is an evolving organism. Um, but regardless, what does it mean to be an artist? What do what does it mean to be an artist? Let's just start with that. Well, an artist is someone that produces art. Well, then that begs the question of what is art? And no one seems to know. Actually, a lot of people seem to know. A lot of people say that they know. A lot of people have very interesting theories. I have my own theories about what is art. But the problem is the consensus is always highly contested. There isn't a universal, everyone agrees this is art type of definition, like there is for, actually there really isn't anything like that. Everybody disagrees on at some point, whether they're right or wrong, that doesn't matter. But so an artist is someone that makes art, and we don't know what art is. Then how do we know if someone is an artist? Well, in modern society, the way that we have looked at what is an artist, who is an artist, has actually very little to do with their own art. I think it has to do a lot more with the persona that they wear as artists. Especially if you look at the new social media artists. I like dressing up. I like being weird, but that's just because I do that when no one's around. I wear weird clothes when no one's around. I do weird shit when no one's around. But artists nowadays, or at least on social media, they have been kind of put into a box that if you are an artist, you must put out a certain amount of videos, you have to be an entertainer, and then also you have to, for some reason, have not necessarily a flamboyant personality, but you need an eccentric personality. That is what is kind of pushed out now as what an artist is online. It's not necessarily just someone that produces art. It's someone that has this certain I guess not criteria, but they have behavioral patterns. People think of artists, especially non-artists, think of artists as being this crazy person who, has very little emotional control. What the fuck? Weird bot stuff. But little emotional. One second, I'm gonna take this tab. As an artist, as someone that's weird on purpose. I don't think that's true. I think that is just a perception. I thought you said you were a bot. Are you not a bot? Whatever. I'm just going to ignore that person commenting. So, with this whole rise of social media artists as being, you have to have this certain criteria of things that you bring to the table. You have to be kind of weird. You have to dress a little weird. You have to say weird shit online. You have to do weird things. And then also sell art. That being music, visual art, crafts, whatever. But it has become, modern days, has become less about the production of what makes an artist and more. I agree. Being weird on purpose is totally fun and should be done. People should be able to be free to do it, to be weird on purpose. I totally agree with that. The problem is, though, is that people aren't being weird just because they want to be weird. they're being weird so that way they can draw attention, because they're trying to do is they're trying to be able to sell art. Well, it's become more of like a get rich quick scheme now. I've noticed on social media, people selling very easily made. I'm not that there's anything wrong with easy made art, but you're trying to make a business out of making junk, essentially stuff that people kind of want for a little bit and will throw away. What's up, Lidu? Man, a bunch of weird bots. It is very sad. But also with that whole thing of an artist is also someone that sells art. It's not just someone that makes stuff. I spent a lot of time rhyming those words, and I appreciate that. That's some art right there. Mr. I don't know, I'm just here. Yeah, dude, I have a really weird line. Anyways, so we're talking about how artists, they're now seen as being someone that has to sell. They have to be weird. They have to have this kind of celebrity. It's because of the celebrity culture that we've created. We have created, we've created this whole thing of celebrity is this set apart person. They act different. They're different than us. So we give them slack. It's the same thing we've kind of done with the artists, but they have to produce things. They have to they have to constantly be putting out things that we can consume. And that's what the perception of an artist is someone that is constantly giving of themselves so that way other people can consume from them and constantly buy from them. Like, you always check out my new song on Spotify. Oh man, my new poster just dropped. Man, please throw a like on that. You know, there's that whole mentality of what we're showing as an artist. And now people are emulating that because that weird system was created in order to get money from us regular people, and regularly get money. Because like every time an artist drops an album now, or like now it's a single or whatever, everybody goes and looks at their Spotify. So people are just making money hand over fist now. We go check out their YouTube. It might be free to us, but there's still advertisers are getting a cut. The artists aren't getting what they actually deserve through this stuff. But I digress. My whole point is we've created this weird definition of an artist through our culture being someone who sells art and has this strange persona. But that's not what an artist is. An artist is truly someone who produces art. You don't have to be weird. You don't have to sell anything. You could make thousands of pieces of art, never sell one, and you're an amazing artist. Your art has nothing to do with your ability to your salesmanship or your eccentricity. Dali wasn't awesome because of the piece of shit that he was. He was not a good person. He was a very, very flawed person, but he also gave in to a lot of just impulses rather than not being a dick. And that's what a lot of artists, they use their eccentricity as an excuse. And so there's people that also are just assholes. Instead of actually being artists, they're just assholes, and they use being an artist as like, that's just my personality. I'm just controversial. No, you just need to calm the fuck down and learn some manners. That's really it, or some tact. And there's some artists that are great examples of that. I've seen them on interviews that just kind of calmly just ignore shit and just move on, instead of using their gifts of charm, I guess, against people. But what is it to be an artist? To make art. What is it to make art? Truly, what is it to make art? Because if we don't really know what it is, and no one can really agree upon what makes something art and what isn't art, are we all artists? by the fact that if anything can be art, and an artist is merely someone that produces art, then every single person is an artist. And this whole weird kind of separation that we've given in our society as putting people that are musically or visually or acting gifted, or that have put time into that, as those are artists. That's only one tiny section of art. One very small section, but we have promoted it to being this something that's like, oh man, I will pay hundreds of dollars for this ticket. It's like, dude, give $20 to that guy that you know that plays music really well at your local bar. You know, go buy local tickets. You know, just because someone is, I feel like we have deified this weird, I don't even know, costume of an artist is like, as long as you fit these things, you are amazing, and we'll promote you and we'll give you millions of dollars. But your homie down the street, he's not a real artist. Just because he plays at the local bar, or she doesn't even sell her paints. She actually just makes soaps at home, you know. She just creates stuff at home and she doesn't even sell it. So she's not a real artist. Fuck you. Everyone is a real artist. Anyone that produces anything has become a real artist. Because if we can't agree on what is art, then we can't agree on who is an artist. Then we might as well just everyone claim being an artist, because that is what we do. We all create things, no matter what it is. We create things, we create poetry, but we also create prose. Just because of the beautiful rhythmic words does not make the other one any less valued. Just because you can create can draw out a beautiful structure on a piece of paper doesn't make your friend who can build that thing in real life out of wooden nails down the street any less of an artist. The farmer is no less of an artist than the philosopher. Everything that we produce takes time, care, and a loving of what we do. And that's what makes an artist, I think. If you love producing that thing, you are an artist of that thing. You spent time with that. You've learned that. You understand it on a soul level. That is what makes an artist. So if you want to call yourself an artist in some particular medium, just spend time with it. Get to know it. Enjoy it. Whatever it is. Carpentry, cooking. It could be, hell, math itself is an art. If you do enough of it, you'll learn that. Music, no matter what you do, you are an artist in all things. So, I don't know. I just felt like getting on here and kind of speaking about how I feel about art, because I feel like there's people hold creators in too high a regard, or not creators, the social media influencers and big named artists. We hold them in too high a regard. Everyone is an artist. They're all the same. We all just spend our time making different things. Our life is art. And I hope yours is a beautiful day. So I'm a peace out.